Okay, so in this video we're going to be looking at how you can sell your stocks on Trading212, in particular how you sell individual stocks and those that are within a pie, and then we'll also look at how you can withdraw your funds back into your bank account. So if that sounds like a good idea, if you could take a second to drop a like on this video, it'd be very much appreciated, and let's get into it. Okay, so I've pulled up Trading212 on my phone here, and I'll also put it on the screen here as well. I'll try to make this video concise and to the point as possible, because I know you people want to get on with your day. So anyway, let's go ahead and do it. So you can see here that I'm in my normal investment part here, and if I go into Abbott Labs, for example, and I want to sell this stock, if I go in here, you'll see I won't have a sell option on this, and that's because I only bought this as part of a pie. So let's go ahead and find an example of a stock that I did buy individually. So if I just search Tesla, because I know I have this one bought individually, and I go ahead and scroll down a little bit here, you can see that I've bought 2.5 shares manually, and then the other 12.3 shares I bought within a pie. So whatever figure you have there that says bought manually, that's the amount you can sell individually. So that'll probably make more sense when we get into the pie as well, but let me just show you here, for example. So if I go ahead and click sell, you can see the max amount I can sell using this scroll wheel is the amount that I bought manually. And you can also just use this number pad here, and you can just put in whatever amount you want to sell. I think 0.1 is probably the lowest limit you can go on selling something. But yeah, so there's a couple of selling options here. We'll go through these as well. So you can see that the market is the first one. So this is, I've explained these in my video on how you buy stocks on Trading212, but I'll cover them again quickly for you guys here. So a market sell order essentially means that you are going to sell your shares at whatever price the market is at currently. So right now, at the time of recording this video, it is a Sunday, so the market is not open. So if I were to do a market order, it would sell my shares, or however many shares I've set here to sell it, at whatever price the market opens at. Okay, so let's take a look at the limit sells here as well. So if we go into here, you can actually only sell when you're using this function, this limit sell function. You can only sell full shares. So let's say, for example, I want to sell 2 shares. You can see the amount I would approximately get underneath that right there. And then we'll also have to set the price that we want to sell it at. So for example, I could do $880. So that means if Tesla hits $880, it will automatically sell 2 of my shares and I don't have to do anything. But the expiration part here is quite important because, as you can see, it's on end of day. So let's say today was Monday, for example, and I set this. By the end of the trading day on Monday, if this has not been fulfilled, it will be cancelled. So that means on Tuesday, if it hit 880, my order would have been expired on Monday, so that wouldn't get fulfilled. But the way around that is we can actually select GTC, which stands for good till closed. So this one will remain there until it actually hits that price. And if it never hits it, it just never gets fulfilled. I'll briefly touch on the stop and the stop limit as well. So for the stop, for example, we'll leave it at 2 shares, and we'll say if the price hits 840, for example, we can start selling. So we'll start to sell them 2 shares once it hits that price. And then also at the stop limit, we can kind of set a range. So let's say if it goes to 840, I want you to start selling, and then if it gets to 820, stop selling. Now, I wouldn't personally use these for selling myself, but it can be a way to kind of put a stop loss in there as well. But for me, I only use the market one and the limit really, and if you're starting out, that's all you'll really need. Okay, so that covers the individual stocks, selling the individual stocks. Now let's take a look at selling the stocks as part of your pie. So let's go ahead and click pies, for example, and let's go ahead and click this ARCG Genetics one, as I call it. And we'll go ahead and click the invest/withdraw funds. So what we can do here is we can click the withdraw section, and we can start to drag the scroll wheel to however much we want to withdraw. And it will actually withdraw based on the percentages that you have these set in your portfolio. Now, if you want to just completely sell out of one stock, I'll show you how to do that in just a second as well. But essentially what you would do is just go ahead and drag that scroll wheel to whatever you want. If you want to fully sell out of your pie, you can do that as well. And then you would just go ahead and click confirm sell, and then when the market opens, in my case here, it would just start to sell them off. But now let's take a look at if you just want to sell one stock that is within these pies. So what you do is you'd go to holdings, you'd go to edit pie, and then you would simply just remove the stock. So let me see here, one that I'll take out, for example. We'll take out Johnson & Johnson. I would just click this X up the top here. It would say, do you want to delete it from your pie? You click delete. And then we'll need to readjust. You can see that the pie percentage is now 98%, so we need to get that back to 100. So what we'll do here is we'll just drag Moderna and put that up to 4%. That's all balanced out, and we can go ahead and click save. Then if we scroll down to the bottom here, it will say the instruments that have been removed from the pie will be sold with priority during the next rebalance or withdraw event. So that means if I were to click rebalance right now, it would go ahead and take that 2% that was in Johnson & Johnson, and it would put it into Moderna as we allocated that 4%. But if I just simply want to take that cash out of the pie and don't want to reinvest it into Moderna, what we can do is come back up to overview, go ahead and click withdraw funds, Okay, so what I've done quickly is just remove CRISPR from this Pi as well, just to show how this works, because the amount that it was letting me withdraw was too little. So if I just go to withdraw here then, and I click withdraw, and I start to scroll this a little bit, you can see that it will actually sell with priority the stocks that I've taken out of that Pi. So you can see CRISPR and Johnson & Johnson there, and I think that's worth roughly somewhere around 150 or something. I think I had in them too. So you can see that it starts to take from them ones first. So that's essentially how you withdraw from the Pi scenario. Okay, so let's assume that we've sold our stocks now either individually or from a Pi. How can we actually withdraw this money? So what we need to do is click these kind of 3 lines on the bottom here, and then what we need to do is scroll to manage funds. It's just up the top there, and then we click withdraw funds. So in here it'll ask you to put in your password, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Okay, and then you can see here as well, I have a CFD account as well. I don't really use it, but I just have that option there. But this might only show investing for you, investing account. So you can see how much funds I have available to withdraw. We'll go ahead and click next on that one. Now, there's 2 important things to note here. So you can see I have 2 kind of options. I have available for withdrawal, and then I also have locked funds. So if we just click that little eye beside locked funds, you can see that these locked funds are actually bonus shares that I've got from people signing up using my account. And there's a bit of a blackout period on these, a bit of a hold period, that you can't just withdraw them straight away out of your account. So that's just something to keep note of there if you're trying to withdraw something. If you just go to the lock funds, it will explain each of the lock funds and why they're locked and when they'll be released. Okay, so let's say I wanted to withdraw 100, for example. I just click confirm request. Now, one thing you may notice here is that, especially if you deposit with Apple Pay, the last 4 digits of your Apple Pay card may not be the same as the card that you actually put it in. But this is just something that Apple Pay does to protect your card, so not to worry. If a card is showing up here, it's one of the ones that you've used to actually deposit your funds. So yeah guys, that essentially wraps up how to sell your stocks and withdraw from Trading212. You can only expect it to take about 1 to 3 business days for the funds to land back in your account. If you've enjoyed this video and you could take a second to just drop a like on it, that'd be very much appreciated. And if you have any more questions around selling and withdrawing funds from Trading212, let me know in the comment section below and I'll do my very best to get back to you. If you want to see more content like this, make sure you do subscribe to the channel as well, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.